Hello and welcome to episode 110 of VocTerGaming. I'm your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and today is SC Forum Tuesday, which is of course the weekly game where we don't bother with the pros, we bother with my good friends from the Starcraft forum found at scforum.eu or in the chat channel on Starcraft 2 at SC Forum. Now, first up we have our non-SC Forum player, so let's boo him. I want to hear a chorus of boos from every single person watching. He is the Blue Zerg. He is isurusGaming. Boo! And of course, spawning as the Red Terran, he is our hero for today. The single best player on the SC Forum. His name is ArcaneWinds. Yeah, woo, yeah, everyone loves him! ArcaneWinds is the winner of so far the only SC Forum tournament. He is pretty much the best player on the website. MX5 comes pretty close, but Arcane, and of course like Bling, obviously. But I'm not counting him as on the site, even though he posts occasionally. Just because that would be unfair to everyone else. So we are on Korhol Compound, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is a map I hate because as a Terran, I lose to Zerg every single time on it. ArcaneWinds is going with the Quick Scout, which is of course the mark of a very good player. Here, in fact, blocking the Zerg from expanding, even building the start of an eBay, absolutely brilliant. The reason you pick an eBay is it's fairly cheap and it's got the most hit points out of pretty much any building. So it's going to take them forever to take it down. ArcaneWinds will of course cancel it beforehand, but it means now there is a spawning pool before a hatchery goes down. That SCV goes down. But again, the longer he delays this, the further and further behind in his game plan isurusGaming is going to get. Meanwhile, building one racks, pretty much standard opening, gets the CC on 15. I imagine with that we'll probably go and fast expand, because that hatchery now goes down at 16. Now the question is, we'll soon see. You use this SCV to expand with if you're going to. Here we go, and yep, I was right. Everyone hail me. Going to build his expansion. That should hit at 18 supply. May do it slightly early. Nope, that will hit at 18 supply. God, I'm good at this. And there goes the command center for ArcaneWinds. So straight away, ArcaneWinds with a really nice advantage by delaying this hatchery. It means his economy will be able to pretty much sit equally, rather than Isurus being able to get that hatchery up a lot quicker and start making double the amount of drones. Now this is always a good idea. As a Terran player, if you're fast expanding off one rack, just build a bunker. It's going to help stop deny any scouting. One lane here is not going to see anything at all. Let's just make sure. Oh, I am a complete liar. It seems like he knew that was there anyway. So, unfortunately, poor positioning there means that Isurus knows about that expansion. Of course, if you build one bunker at the front, generally that is a tell to your opponent that you're going for a fast expand. We're going to see Isurus respond with a Roach Warren. Pretty much, I'm not going to say standard because there's a lot of ways you can go in ZVT, but it's nice. Roaches work really well. What he's going to want to do now is get probably some more barracks and get some tech labs on those, because of course Marauders very good against roaches. We do have a Baneling Nest though coming as well. So now this is the question. Oh, very interesting. What is he doing? ArcaneWinds there. Oh, I know exactly what he was doing there. Let me tell you exactly what he's doing. He was checking for an Overlord up here. Absolutely brilliant. Because, of course, if you lift the command center, it gives you vision of this high ground and your Marines can take them down. Okay, that is fine. Here we go. Reactor going down in the barracks. Factory's going to switch with that barracks. That's going to give him Reactor Hellions. I am almost entirely certain that's the way this is going to go. That is pretty much the only reason to build a reactor on that barracks right now instead of a second barracks. He's going to get a second bunker, interestingly enough. It's going to help to defend against any Zergling run-bys. The positioning of these two bunkers basically stop the Zerglings from just racing past that bunker and attacking SCVs. So now, if he wants to get at the SCVs, he's going to have to bust 3 bunkers with his banelings. Meanwhile, interestingly enough, a macro hatch going down from Isurus. Or Isurus, I'm still not entirely sure how to pronounce that. Now, this is interesting. This is kind of Loshira style. Loshira, an incredible miracle player from South Korea, likes to get a macro hatch up before he expands to a 3rd location. He says it helps him, helps make him feel safer. Of course, it does help him build an army much quicker, and also to rebuild an army after losing. He's going to push up with these 4 roaches that will do absolutely nothing, because we have 3 bunkers, although 1 is completely uninhabited right now. And we pull SCVs to help repair it. So, yep, those roaches going to do nothing except right now sit at the front of that base and watch. Meanwhile, if we hop in here, we see a 3rd command center already finished for ArcaneWinds, is morphing to an orbital command. We have the reactor hellions, we have marauders coming out to help fight the roaches. Right now, no concussive shell or stim, so we can't really predict exactly what it's going to do. Interestingly, he's put a bunker there to stop any quick run-bys up there as well. No marines in it right now, of course. So we shall see what ArcaneWinds' long-term game plan is. Meanwhile, isurusGaming is getting Zerg ground carapace level 1 and an aviation chamber. 2 more gases are going down here and in the main. So he now has a total of 4 gases. That's going to help him do everything he wants to do. Zerg melee attacks for 1 going up. Now, you'd expect Isurus to be expanding very shortly. We have Siege Tech on the way and 2 more barracks going down in the main base of ArcaneWinds. So, going pretty much heavy bio, which is interesting. We see a lot more players now meching against Zerg. Has got himself slightly supply blocked there at 65 or 65, building 3 depots to react. This often happens with the non-pro players. It's just the kind of thing that happens. We have hatchery morphing into the lair. We have 2 spine crawlers going down for defense here. We have 9 banelings morphing, interestingly, in a defensive position though. So that's just to protect against any kind of bio pressure, or of course Hellion run-by. Banelings are very effective against Hellions. Interestingly, he cancelled the add-on there and chose to move the barracks again. We do have an engineering bay that's getting Terran infantry weapons level 1. Right now, just using this orbital command for extra SCVs and mules, not using it to take a 3rd location. While isurusGaming takes his 3rd, that's going to give him 4 hatcheries in total. This shortly after this completes, or about when this completes, is about when you'd expect ArcaneWinds to start putting on some pressure, to start checking for a 3rd like this and attacking with it. As it is, he's going to move his 3rd, as we see, from the main base down to this location. Isurus knows that's coming. He was scouting that location. The Hellions taking it out should give him an indication that this is what's happening. And in fact, even spots it moving there with the Overlord. So we have an infestation pit, really nice against Bio, and Zerg ground carapace level 2, along with the baneling movement speed. Zerg melee attacks level 1 is finished. Zerg melee attacks level 2 is now on the way. So Isurus is going heavy upgrades. Stim is on the way for ArcaneWinds. Does not have combat shield yet. Has 2 reactors, interestingly, on his barracks. So pumping out mostly Marines rather than Marauders. I'm not 100% on that. Marines obviously very good against Zerglings, but Marauders are much better against Banelings and against Roaches. So we shall see how that pans out. Right now, ArcaneWinds has a ton of minerals banked, though. So I'd expect to see him throw down something more. Does not have a lot of gas to play with yet, however. So you'd expect now, though, that he's got the 2 extra gas over here, that he's going to start adding new stuff. As it is, he's adding a 4th command center. Did go for a Hellion attack here. Don't think he caught too much with it. No, in fact, he didn't have anything with it. But he does know the existence of that 3rd base now. Now the question is, does he know about this macro hatchery? No, he doesn't. In fact, ArcaneWinds really not pushing the scouting, which is what Reactor Hellions is supposed to be for. It's supposed to give you the map control to know exactly what's going on in your opponent's base. Infestor energy upgrade is pretty much finished. We have Terran infantry armor level 1 on the way and an armory. The armory is going to, of course, allow for vehicle upgrades, but also the level 2 upgrades when they finish. Now, as we see, 2 more barracks have been added with reactors. And if we look over here as well, that command center is about to finish. But Isurus is adding a fourth. This is looking like a very European style game now, where both players just kind of macro up, pretty much hit max, and then go and kill one another. Nubatized Carapace is on the way, along with Burrow. Hive Tech is also about a third of the way complete. And it looks like Isurus wants to push in with these Zerglings and Banelings, but right now he's going to find there is a bunker in the way, and we have missile turrets going down to protect against mutas. As it is, there is no Spire as far as I'm aware. I'm just going to take a quick look and make sure I haven't missed that. Nope, no Spire tech as of yet. You'd expect to see that soon. If not for mutas, then at least to head into Broodlords, because of course Broodlord Infester is real late game stuff for Zerg. Now Terran Infantry Weapons level 2 and Vehicle Weapons level 1 on the way. It's going to help the siege tanks kill those Banelings a bit quicker. Now it remains to be seen whether he's going to move this command center forward or if he's going to morph it to an orbital first. He has the money to do either or, so I'd expect him to do it. But right now he's defending against this tack, and the tanks are sieging up too late. But the Marines do defend it long enough for him to survive. That was a nice little push by isurusGaming, but right now he's behind in the food count. So he needs to be very careful. Again, a massive bank, but he's just not able to keep up with it. His creep spread, though, is really nice, I have to say. It's connecting up his bases as fast as possible, and is spreading down 3 prongs, so there's 3 ways for him to attack really fast. And we're getting the final level 3 upgrade now for the Zerg ground force. We're at this 16.5 minute mark. This base still isn't transforming or moving. Finally he lifts it. As it is now, these Zerglings are going to push in again. ArcaneWinds very much distracted by that attack, which makes it a nicely timed attack. We have an Ultralisk Cavern now. Interesting. Still no ghosts from ArcaneWinds. This was, of course, before the ghost nerf happened, as far as I'm aware, since it's forcing me to load an old replay, an old version of Starcraft 2. So you'd be expecting ghosts from ArcaneWinds at this point, because their snipe is sick against late game Zerg, especially against Ultralisk. As it is, he's going to push forward with this Biotank force really late. Generally with Biotank you'd have pushed forward more by now. As it is, though, Infestor's coming in, bungling everything. Zerglings now trying to do the damage. Some siege tanks are going to go down. And in fact, it looks like Isurus has just been forced away right now. Did not have quite the units to take that down. But ArcaneWinds lost nearly his entire bio there. 1 Marine. Being a pain there for Isurus. But as it is now, ArcaneWinds is kind of in trouble. Not obviously at home, but that push should have been earlier. Should have done more than it did. As it is, he's elevated his siege tanks up to this level now, so he can harass this base. We have 6 Ultralisks morphing, and a ton of Zerglings going to take down these siege tanks very quickly. Bungle goes down on that. This drop is going to be stopped. That is pretty much the end of that for ArcaneWinds. Now there was some decent harassment. He did kill some drones there. He killed 7 workers, 8 workers so far. That's still not that brilliant at this stage of the game by 20 minutes in. I'm really not sure what ArcaneWinds' plan is right now. Like, he's had this 4th command center building for a while, but hasn't really done much with it. He's very far behind economy-wise. Isurus, of course, has the 4 bases and 5 hatcheries to make units out of. He has all the tech he wants right now. He could be adding a Spire if he felt like it and upgrading that. He's ahead in upgrades. So right now, we really do... I do like that, though. Killing creep teamers along here. Cutting down one of those prongs. So that is nice from ArcaneWinds. He's going to push out now with this Biotank force. Again, going to take down some creep tumors, which is very nice. Always good to do that against Zerg. And now sieging up. Will he siege in time? Yes, he will. But so many Ultras here. Ultras pretty much designed to smash through this mech army. Look, with the speed they take down that mech force. All those siege tanks dying. Wow, ArcaneWinds is struggling now. And finally comes the Ghost Academy. I'd have expected it sooner, but it's on its way now. I have no idea where he's hiding it. Starport is just getting out more and more medevacs. Right now this command center is not landing. It should do. Here we go. Finally lands. It should upgrade that to an orbital or a planetary. At this point I'll probably take a planetary, thinking about it. We have Mobius Reactor and personal cloaking on the way. But he's going to be so far behind this economy, and in fact he does get that as a planetary. Just going to make it a bit safer. The Zerg is very, very mobile at this point. Now another drop coming in from ArcaneWinds. There's only a Queen and 4 Spine Crawlers to defend here. So he's going to pick off some drones. He should be able to kill that Queen, in fact. The Queen trying to pull it in range of the Spine Crawlers. His hatchery's going to take some damage. It's not going to go down though. He does lose the Queen. But the Zergling's running in, and wow, what a massive Ultras that is. Stopping that drop in its tracks. Right now we have a solo Marine. Don't entirely know what he's attempting to do. Going to take on the Zerg force all by himself. We have Thors on the way now. I don't know about that, because I understand perhaps why you'd get them, thinking Broodlords, but Broodlords are not there, and neither are Muters, so Thors not necessarily the best choice here. But still, we shall see how this works. As it is, Zergling's coming in now. Was trying to build the planetary fortress wall here, I believe. Or perhaps he's going to super expand. As it is, the Zerglings should not be able to do that. Going to lose quite a few Ultralisks here if he's not too careful. The tanks aren't sieging up so that they can actually fire, because of course they have that minimum range. They are going to kill all those Ultralisks. That went really well for ArcaneWinds. About 160 supply. For 177 there, ArcaneWinds did take that down very, very effectively. Luckily, he had all his defense set up with the planetary fortress. Now, either he will use these as 2 more bases, turn them into orbitals to start sacking SCVs and using the mules, or of course he'll turn them into planetary fortresses to help defend that location. As it is though, Isurus has the bank to keep remaxing, to do whatever he likes. So we see with Neural Parasite upgrade on the way. That's going to help against the Thors, in fact. Whereas ArcaneWinds does not have that kind of bank. Right now, the minerals here pretty much drained. The minerals here pretty much drained. But a fully functioning base there and there. No minerals in the main here. Hardly any there. Still quite a few here. And of course, a ton there for ArcaneWinds. As it is, ArcaneWinds is engaging now. Infestors casting fungals on those siege tanks. No Neural Parasite yet, so we can't use it on the Thor. And in fact, this is a really nice engagement for ArcaneWinds. Does lose that Thor, but he still has a ton of units left. And he's going to take down all those Infestors. Right now, this base is not safe. And in fact, ArcaneWinds knows about it, so he's going to come up and take it down. Needs to be cancelled right away. Is he watching it though? He isn't. Loses that rather than cancelling it. Very, very poor there. Now, that is telling us we're planetary fortress to help defend. And this command centers go up and become the last base for ArcaneWinds. As it is, ArcaneWinds now going to try and do damage here. But Zergling's running in, getting a decent surround, taking down another siege tank. And now it's Ultras versus Marauders and Marauders and Marines rather. Ultras versus siege tanks, so you can see how effective they've become now. The medevacs here are helping these forces survive, but not too well. This one Zergling looks like it's going to take down the command center all by itself. As it is, the Ultras are coming to join it though. And right now he's morphing it to a planetary. It's not going to finish in time. He has to cancel and lift. Very unlucky there for ArcaneWinds. And once again, Isurus is at 200 of 200 food, while ArcaneWinds is at 170 and only making Marauders and Marines right now. Has the bank now to do a bit more, but not a great deal more. Be interesting to see what his mech upgrades are at. Still only at +1 attack on the mech, so he's not had the money to go upgrade. Wow, you can see the difference mules make all at once there. An absolute ton of money flowing in there for ArcaneWinds. As it is now, he cannot land that planetary fortress, and Isurus is sticking at hatchery there again. But another engagement, really nice, catching those Ultras unguarded by any lings, and it means they go down so quickly. Infestors also dying really quickly, so that was a good engagement for ArcaneWinds. This is a wonderful, wonderful late game. Still not seeing a ton of ghosts out of him. He has the money, but he's not making them. Very, very interesting indeed why he's not gone the route of ghosts. Sticking with this Marine Marauder tank force. But that's so many Ultralisks. Fungal's going down on everything. Nice spreading of his units means more and more hits getting in on those Ultras. But again, ArcaneWinds is forced back. He's not able to really get in there. He's only just now started +3 armor on his Bioforce. Those upgrades are so far behind. ArcaneWinds certainly not right now playing at his best. It remains to be seen whether or not our SC Forum hero of Tuesday can go ahead and win this game. As it is, the Planetary Fortress here helping to defend against these Ultras. That's really nice. This Bio and Mech Force is taking these Ultras down. There's not enough there to stop them. That was a poorly judged attack by isurusGaming. He has so much of his supply in these small armies, he cannot afford to throw them away like that. And in fact, nope, ArcaneWinds does turn around. He's not going to follow and try and finish them off. As it is now, ArcaneWinds is the one building a ton of stuff. Well, there is less and less coming in for isurusGaming. Right now, a drop at this base is killing some drones, which is very, very nice. If we take a quick look at the units tab, we have 48 drones now to 75 SCVs and mules. That could be really telling. The Isurus has not kept up with his drone reproduction, as it were. Right now he has this base here, but has no drones in it, because he doesn't really have the drones to spare from here or here. Of course, no drones here where there's no minerals, and only the one drone there. So really, what he needs to have done is make more drones. As it is, his economy is falling incredibly behind ArcaneWinds. And finally, Ghosts and Nukes are on their way. 2 more command centers going down here. So the favour is swinging back towards ArcaneWinds right now. Making good use of this medevac to harass and keep the army in the base, even though there's nothing left in it now. These Ultras can once again move out. I'm going to try and take this down. All ArcaneWinds has to do is keep holding, and eventually Isurus is going to run out of money. Right now, ArcaneWinds' economy can outproduce that of Isurus's, but he's going to lose this Planetary Fortress here. And now there's a couple of Vikings here. He needs the Infestors to stop the Vikings, but he doesn't have them. Losing more units yet again. Things are not going so great for Isurus. He has over 1,000 minerals, and right now he's not making anything with them. +3 armor is gonna finish. And ArcaneWinds is going to be even more affected. This push is starting to look like a death push. He has the Ghost as well. So of course he can drop those nukes. The Bioforce taking down this macro hatchery, and now in fact going to go all the way into the main base. It looks like going to take down all these Ultras. One Viking here. I can hear a nuke. Can anyone else hear a nuke? Well, I heard a nuke anyway. I don't see it going down anywhere. But he's going to lose the Ultralisk Cavern, and that's going to be a huge blow. isurusGaming, GG's. ArcaneWinds, the SC Forum hero of Tuesday, making it 2-0 right now in favour of SC Forum. Well, that turned out to be a really, really fun Terran versus Zerg. Interesting strategy from ArcaneWinds. I still think he got Ghosts really, really late, but as it was, he just slowly took the lead back. He kept taking those drones down, and Isurus was just not remaking them. He was spending all his money on remaking his army and then losing those Ultras, and was never able to really take down any bases of ArcaneWinds. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to come join us in the chat channels at SC Forum. I'm on every night pretty much from 7 until about 10. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow with our pro game.